Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. As a first-time buyer, I know the home buying process can be very difficult and overwhelming for most, but you are in the right spot. As the lender and talking about your home loan, we are really the foundation and the first step to the entire home buying process. So I'm here today to help you with a couple of things, to answer a few questions and to get you moving in the right direction. The first one that a lot of people often have is, who do I go to? Where do I look for a home loan? And many instances you start to go through your mind, well, a friend of mine used a mortgage broker. Another buddy says, go to the credit union. Mom and dad said, well, our bank is terrific. You got to start there. At the end of the day, we're all very, very similar. We're all selling the exact same products and playing by the exact same rules. So often the best thing to look for is, who do you have a relationship with? Who meets your needs, and what are you trying to accomplish at the end of the day? Because when we're talking about loans, most people are going to get a home loan that falls into a bucket like conventional financing, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, VA if you're a veteran. 98% of all purchase home loans right now are going through those four channels. So again, we're all selling the same money and playing by the same rules. So it could be a very similar experience in regards to product and costs. The differences are often going to lie in who you work with and what type of service you need as a consumer. So we'll start with that, and what are you going to get when you sit down with a lender? Or you may talk to them on a phone, or if you prefer, you might not even talk to anybody and just do everything online. But as a first-time buyer and looking at what is for many the largest debt that they're ever going to take on in their entire life, which is their mortgage, many people like to sit down with a person such as myself and go through some of the details. When you meet with me, what we're going to be looking at first and foremost, we'll start with your credit. So we'll take a look at your credit. Now I know when you're out there, you're pulling up your credit, you've got Experian.com. They use a little bit different scoring system than the mortgage industry uses. So we start with your credit, figure out what your credit scores are, then we'll get into your income, discuss what your income is, how are you earning it, are you a W-2 employee, self-employed. We can go through all of those different details and how the industry looks at you in regards to your income, as well as your assets. Where are the monies coming from to close the transaction? Are you getting gift funds? Are you getting grants from some of the special programs and first-time buyer programs that we have? And so we'll go through all of those key elements to kind of figure out what you can qualify for. And then once we determine what you can qualify for, I'm also going to kind of go through and figure out what you're comfortable with. Because in many instances, what you qualify for is completely different than what you're actually comfortable with. And our goal at the end of the day is to set you up for success. Because if you're better financially after you met me than before you met me, then we'll be successful as well. With that in mind, how do you choose your lender? And again, relationships, who you might know, who can refer you and has had a good experience with a previous lender as well. So those are just a few of the ways to get in touch with somebody and get the process started. Once we sit down and we go through that information, then we can get into a couple of other things. And many people, you'll hear terms bantered around like pre-qualification as opposed to pre-approval. What are those differences? Often pre-qualification means that somebody has kind of run through your numbers, we've taken a look at your credit, we've taken a look at your income, we've given you some ideas, and now you kind of got a range where you can be out looking and shopping for a property. A pre-approval is actually taking the process a little bit further. We take the next step, we complete an application, we get your information in front of the underwriter who actually reviews everything, make sure you're adhering to the guidelines for the particular program that we're looking at, and then you'll actually have an underwriting approval from the underwriter, which can be very helpful for you, especially in today's market. Being an extremely competitive market, being pre-approved can help you out immensely in your negotiating position. As a pre-approved borrower, now you can go in making an offer on a property and know that your loan has already been through underwriting. This can strengthen the offer, this can shorten the transaction times, and again, with this market being as competitive as it is right now, anything we can do to give you a leg up as a buyer is exactly what we need. Once we've completed that, then we'll turn you loose, we'll put you out there with a realtor, get you shopping for properties, and the market continues to change on a daily basis, but as you're shopping, when you get warm on a property, we'll go ahead and tighten up the numbers specific to that home, and when you're ready to make an offer, we'll do our pre-qualification and pre-approval letter with the offer, and once your offer is accepted, we'll get you into your home within 30 days.